Welcome to the Pro's Guide to Property Management. In this guide, we'll explore essential strategies and tips to help you manage properties effectively, whether you're overseeing a single rental or managing a portfolio. Our focus will be on practical advice that can improve your day-to-day operations and maximize your property's potential. Let's dive in and discover what it takes to become a successful property manager. Property management plays a crucial role in the success of any real estate investment. First, it helps achieve higher tenant retention. When tenants are satisfied with the management and upkeep of their living space, they tend to stay longer, which means fewer turnovers and less vacancy time. Next, effective property management leads to stronger asset performance. Well-managed properties not only protect but can also enhance income and maintain or increase the long-term value of the property. Finally, it lowers operational risks. By implementing solid systems and processes, property managers can reduce legal issues, avoid delays, and prevent costly surprises. In essence, property management protects revenue, reputation, and the overall resident experience, making it indispensable for property owners. Let's look at the 4 pillars of excellence in property management, which are essential for success. First, tenant relations. Building trust and being responsive transforms a lease into a long-term occupancy. When tenants feel valued and heard, they're much more likely to stay. Next, communication is key. Providing clear and timely updates helps prevent confusion and reduces friction, which keeps situations from escalating unnecessarily. Then, maintenance plays a crucial role. Being proactive with property care not only maintains the value of the asset but also keeps residents happy and comfortable. Finally, financial control is vital. Having strong systems in place ensures that rent collection, expenses, and overall financial performance stay on track. Together, these pillars create a strong foundation for effective property management. When it comes to tenant relations, first impressions truly count. The way we onboard new tenants sets the foundation for a strong, trusting relationship. If the onboarding process is fast and respectful, it immediately builds goodwill and confidence. Next, setting clear expectations right from the start helps to minimize misunderstandings and potential conflicts down the line. When tenants know exactly what to expect, it smooths the path for cooperation. Finally, being professionally responsive shows tenants that their needs are important, making them feel valued and respected. All these steps combined emphasize that relationships really begin at move-in, and this initial interaction often shapes the tenant's entire experience with the property. It's a key part of effective property management. Communication really is the foundation of effective property management. When we maintain clear and consistent communication, we turn tenants, owners, and vendors into true partners who are all aligned. First, responding quickly is crucial. When we reply promptly, we build trust and prevent small issues from escalating into bigger problems. Second, setting clear expectations up front is key. This means making timelines, policies, and next steps obvious right from the beginning so everyone knows what to expect. Lastly, documenting everything is essential. Keeping written records helps protect relationships, minimizes misunderstandings, and ensures we stay compliant with regulations. These 3 principles form the backbone of successful property management communication. When it comes to property maintenance, staying proactive is key. Regular routine inspections help us catch any potential problems early before they escalate. Checking HVAC systems and plumbing ensures everything is functioning smoothly and can prevent costly breakdowns. Testing safety systems, like alarms and sprinklers, is crucial for protecting both the property and its occupants. Additionally, keeping up with exterior upkeep not only maintains curb appeal but also prevents damage from weather or wear. By scheduling, tracking, and making maintenance visible, small issues can be addressed promptly, keeping them from turning into bigger, more expensive problems. This proactive approach is truly the foundation of effective property management. Preventative maintenance is all about making small fixes now to avoid much bigger repairs down the line. By keeping up with routine upkeep, you protect your cash flow, occupancy rates, and overall asset value. When maintenance is reactive, meaning you only fix things after they break, the costs can be 3 times higher. Emergency callouts and rushed vendor pricing drive up expenses, plus you face more downtime, potentially extensive damage, and frustrated residents. This leads to unpredictable budgets and avoidable capital expenditures. The outcome is higher costs and lower trust from tenants and stakeholders. On the other hand, a proactive approach, where you schedule regular inspections and servicing, can reduce maintenance spend by 20 to 30%. Routine checks catch wear and tear before systems fail, extending equipment life and minimizing surprise replacements. This approach not only lowers costs but also ensures a better experience for residents, which helps with retention. Overall, embracing preventative maintenance leads to lower expenses and a higher net operating income, making it a smart strategy for any property manager. Strong property performance really hinges on effective financial management. At its core, this means maintaining disciplined cash visibility, having a clear cost structure, and always being prepared with reserves for the unexpected. The first key area is income tracking. It's essential to record rent, fees, deposits, and receivables in real time. This way, cash flow is clear, and you're never left guessing where you stand financially. Next, expense categorization plays a big role. By separating costs like repairs, utilities, administrative fees, and capital expenditures, reporting stays clean and transparent. This clarity helps in making faster, more informed decisions. Finally, reserve fund planning is crucial. Setting aside cash for vacancies, emergencies, and big replacements before they happen ensures operations continue smoothly without costly interruptions. Together, these financial management essentials form the foundation for strong, sustainable property performance. When it comes to rent collection, having clear systems and strategies is crucial. First, make sure payments are automatic whenever possible, deadlines are clear, and expectations are absolutely impossible to miss. A best practice to keep things simple and consistent is to use just one payment platform, set one due date, and follow a single documented process for every resident. To encourage timely payments, you can incentivize early payments, while also enforcing late fees consistently and fairly every time. Designing your collection process to collect on time means offering convenient options like online payment and autopay, along with sending consistent reminders. These steps create a seamless system that benefits both property managers and residents alike. When handling late payments, it's crucial to act quickly, stay consistent, and document every step along the way. The process begins on day one with a friendly reminder, confirm the due date with the tenant and offer them easy payment options to facilitate prompt resolution. If the payment isn't made by days 3 to 5, move on to a formal notice. This involves applying your payment policy, adding any late fees, and ensuring all communication is in writing for clear documentation. By the second week, consider setting up a payment plan, but only establish terms that the tenant can realistically meet. If the balance remains unsettled after this, enter the final stage with a legal follow-up, escalating the issue according to local laws. Throughout this process, maintaining professionalism is essential. It not only protects your cash flow but also preserves your reputation as a property manager. When it comes to legal compliance in property management, there are several key areas we need to focus on. First, fair housing laws require us to apply screening, marketing, and approval processes consistently to ensure we treat all applicants fairly and avoid discrimination. Next, we must adhere to local codes by meeting all licensing, occupancy, and inspection requirements, which helps keep our properties up to standard and legal. Safety standards are also critical. Maintaining alarms, ensuring habitability, and being prepared for emergencies protect both residents and property. Finally, lease enforcement involves documenting any violations carefully and following procedures precisely to support our decisions. Staying compliant not only protects our revenue but also preserves our reputation and builds trust with our residents. Documentation is your strongest defense when managing properties, and there are 4 key types you need to keep organized. First, lease records. It's important to track all signed agreements, renewals, addenda, and move-in dates. This helps clarify both your and the tenant's obligations and can prevent potential disputes. Next, payment history is crucial. Logging every rent payment, fee, credit, and notice creates a clean audit trail that supports collections and shows transparency. Then, maintenance logs, recording requests, vendor work, photos, and completion dates helps demonstrate timely responses and repairs, which is vital if any issues arise. Lastly, communication files such as emails, texts, inspection notes, and notices must be saved so all decisions and approvals can be traced back clearly. Remember, if something isn't documented, it becomes difficult to defend your actions later on. Keeping thorough records is truly your best protection in property management. Digital transformation is reshaping property management by introducing 3 key systems that make operations faster, cleaner, and more scalable. First, property management software acts as a single source of truth, centralizing leasing, maintenance, accounting, and reporting all in one live system. This centralization streamlines processes and reduces errors. Second, tenant portals provide frictionless service by simplifying payments, service requests, and updates. These portals make interactions smoother for tenants and keep managers informed in real time. Lastly, automation tools bring consistency at scale, turning routine reminders, follow-ups, and workflows into reliable, automated systems rather than relying on manual effort. Together, these tools reduce noise and free managers to focus on making better decisions. This slide highlights the key features of a comprehensive property management dashboard. First, it allows you to track leases, tasks, renewals, and vacancies all in one place, which really simplifies managing multiple properties. Next, there's a focus on faster cash flow by automating rent collection, sending reminders, and generating owner reports, which reduces delays and manual work. Then, the smarter service aspect comes into play by instantly routing maintenance requests and keeping every update logged, ensuring issues are addressed promptly and transparently. Altogether, these tools work seamlessly within property management software, making the entire process more efficient and manageable. This really is the pro's guide to effective property management. Let's talk about some common property management mistakes that can quietly undermine your performance and profitability. First, relying only on reactive maintenance, waiting for things to break before fixing them, can lead to higher costs, more tenant complaints, and increased downtime. Next, poor tenant communication is a big issue. If tenants feel unheard or left in the dark, frustration builds, trust erodes, and small problems can escalate unnecessarily. Third, weak documentation is a serious risk. Without thorough records, you're vulnerable during disputes or audits, which can be costly and damaging. Another pitfall is inconsistent rent collection. If your system isn't tight, cash flow suffers and tenants get accustomed to paying late, which creates a cycle that's hard to break. Finally, ignoring compliance updates is dangerous. Missing new regulations might seem minor at first, but these blind spots can quickly turn into major legal liabilities. Being aware of these habits and proactively addressing them is key to effective property management. Burnout is a serious risk, especially when managing multiple responsibilities. To avoid it, the first step is to protect your focus. This means blocking out deep work hours in your schedule specifically for high-stakes tasks, so you can work without distractions and really make progress. Next, schedule recovery time just like any other important appointment. Rest isn't optional, it needs to be a planned part of your day to recharge your energy and maintain productivity. Finally, set clear boundaries by defining what counts as urgent, important, and what can wait until tomorrow. This helps prevent overwhelm by prioritizing tasks more effectively. Together, these strategies form a solid self-care routine that keeps burnout at bay and sustains long-term performance. At Stage 1, we have the owner-operator managing between 1 and 20 units. Here, management is focused on standardized leasing, rent collection, and maintenance workflows. The team structure is simple, typically a solo manager relying on trusted vendors when needed. Moving to Stage 2, the portfolio builder handles 20 to 100 units. Management becomes more sophisticated with software-driven reporting, documented standard operating procedures, and clear response time targets. The team expands to include a property manager supported by leasing and administrative staff. At Stage 3, the operating platform, managing over 100 units requires a more complex approach. Key management requirements include KPI dashboards, regional oversight, disciplined budgeting, and strict compliance controls. The team is made up of specialized leaders overseeing operations, maintenance, finance, and leasing. The main takeaway here is that successful growth happens when operations, systems, and staffing evolve together. You systemize processes at every stage and delegate responsibilities to the right people, ensuring your property portfolio scales smoothly and efficiently. Strong teams are the foundation that transforms individual properties into efficient, scalable systems. When building your team, the first key is to hire for attitude. Skills can be taught, but a positive mindset and the right attitude are essential. Once you have the right people, focus on training their skills thoroughly, while maintaining high service standards that are absolutely non-negotiable. Next, it's crucial to define clear roles within your team. When everyone knows exactly what they're responsible for, it eliminates overlap, reduces delays, and ensures nothing falls through the cracks. Finally, equip your team with effective systems. Playbooks and tools are invaluable because they help make quality consistent and scalable across the board. Together, these strategies form the blueprint for building a strong, successful property management team. When managing vendors, it's all about forming smart partnerships. For routine maintenance, you want to choose vendors who deliver speed, consistency, and accountability. This means selecting those with quick response times, fair pricing, and dependable follow-through. The result? Fewer recurring issues, keeping your property running smoothly. In emergencies, it's critical to pick vendors who offer 24/7 coverage, have clear escalation paths, and demonstrate proven urgency. These criteria ensure that problems are contained quickly and damage is minimized. For specialty services, focus on vendors with the right licensing, deep compliance knowledge, and documented expertise. This reduces risk and guarantees higher quality work. Overall, being strategic and selective with your vendors lead to better outcomes and stronger property management. When it comes to emergency response planning, there are 4 key steps to keep in mind. First, assess the threat carefully to understand the situation and its potential impact. Next, quickly contact tenants to ensure their safety and keep them informed. Then, dispatch vendors or emergency services to address the issue efficiently. Finally, document every action taken to maintain a clear record, which is essential for accountability and future reference. Remember, having a clear chain of command is crucial. It protects people, property, and helps speed up recovery time. With well-prepared systems in place, what could be chaotic is transformed into a smooth, manageable procedure. This approach is fundamental to effective property management. Here we have 5 key performance indicators that really show whether our property operations are running smoothly. First is the occupancy rate, which we aim to keep at a healthy 95%. This tells us how much of our portfolio is rented out versus vacant. Next is rent collected on time, sitting at 98%. This is crucial because timely rent collection is where cash flow begins and keeps the business healthy. Then there's the average response time, which we strive to keep under 24 hours. This metric measures how quickly we address tenant needs, directly impacting tenant trust and satisfaction. Turnover days comes next, with a target of less than 30 days. Lower turnover days mean less vacancy drag and a more consistent revenue stream. Finally, we track the renewal rate, aiming for over 70%. Higher renewal rates signal tenant retention and stability in the portfolio. It's important to monitor all these monthly to catch trends early and keep everything on track. When we talk about measuring success in property management, there are 4 key areas to focus on. First, high occupancy is essential. Keeping your properties leased at over 95% helps maintain steady and predictable cash flow, which is the foundation of financial stability. Second, a fast response time builds tenant trust. Addressing tenant issues within 24 hours shows reliability and demonstrates that you value their experience. Third, tenant retention is crucial because renewals are much more cost-effective than finding new tenants. This protects your profit margins and reduces downtime. Finally, collections reveal discipline. Achieving over 98% on-time rent payments is the benchmark for effective financial management. These 4 points together are the pro's guide to excelling in property management. Here's a comprehensive property management checklist designed to keep your operations running smoothly without any blind spots. It's divided into 6 key areas, with 18 essential actions to guide your day-to-day execution. First, under tenant management, it's crucial to screen every applicant thoroughly, set clear move-in expectations, and respond to any tenant requests within 24 hours to maintain satisfaction and trust. Next, maintenance requires scheduling seasonal inspections proactively, tracking open work orders consistently, and approving vendors promptly to avoid delays. Financially, automate rent collection to ensure timely payments, reconcile monthly statements accurately to keep your books balanced, and consistently fund repair reserves to prepare for unexpected expenses. On the legal side, use compliant leases to protect your interests, document every notice carefully for legal clarity, and review local regulations regularly to stay up to date and compliant. Regarding technology, centralize all property data for easy access, enable online payments to streamline transactions, and back up critical records to prevent data loss. Finally, for scaling your operations successfully, standardize your core workflows to maintain consistency, delegate repeat tasks to free up your time, and track portfolio KPIs to measure performance effectively. Keep this checklist as your operating standard to ensure no detail is overlooked and your property management runs efficiently and professionally. Let's recap the key takeaways from our discussion. First, great management really begins with clear communication. This is the foundation for everything else. Next, preventive maintenance is crucial because it not only protects your profits but also your reputation, which you can't afford to lose. Having strong systems in place ensures that essential tasks like collecting rent, keeping accurate records, and maintaining compliance become consistent and repeatable processes. Using the right tools and partnering with the right people will allow you to scale your operations effectively while maintaining control. Finally, consistent execution is what sets you apart and makes you look and operate like a true professional. In short, doing the basics brilliantly, being disciplined, proactive, and repeatable, that's what professional property management is all about. Are you ready to manage like a pro? The key to success is leading with consistency. When you maintain steady, reliable practices, you protect the value of your property and create a better experience for every resident. Remember, managing a property professionally means always striving to elevate the living environment and meet residents' needs with care and attention. Let this guide be your blueprint to becoming the property management professional you aspire to be.